So now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to work on the design of the main content. All the work of the main content is going to be in the index, because the index contains and contain the content. So I'm going to remove this for now. I'm going to remove this our content, and instead I'm going to here, let me zoom in, and then here I'm going to create the card that will be displayed. So the first thing that I'm going to do in order to create that card, I'm going to say dev, which is going to hold everything. I'm going to say dev, and I'm going to give it a class, a bootstrap class called container LG, container large. And then I'm going to say style, and the style is going to be margin 0 auto. And then inside that dev, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to create another dev. I'm going to say here dev, and then for this dev, I'm going to also give it a class, and that class is going to be raw empty margin top 5. This is going to create a raw, and this is going to add margin top of 5 to it. And then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to create a column. So what this row does is that it's going to divide the page into rows, and for each single row you can have columns. So it's going to create a grid, what's called a grid. It's going to be a grid where you can display data, which is going to look amazing. And everything is going to be clear later, but for now, you need just to understand the basic structure of the user interface. So here, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to create another dev, and that dev represents a column. So we have a row, and we have here a column. Here I'm going to say class, and then that class is going to be column LG4. And I'm going to say column LMD4, and finally column SM12. Let me explain what these are. So column LG4, it means that it's going to add three columns per row, because in Bootstrap the page is typically divided into 12 columns, and if you say here 4, it means that each single dev is going to have 4 columns out of 12, which means that 3 columns will be added here in each single row. So each single row is going to have 3 columns for large screen. For medium screens, it's going to also have 4. For small screens, only one single card is going to be displayed, because here for small screens, I'm assigning 12 columns out of 12, which means that only one column will be assigned will be displayed in a row if the screen is small. And I'm going to also say text center, because I want to center the text. And I'm going to also add margin bottom of 3 and margin right and left of 5. So MX5 means margin right and left. So all of these are Bootstrap classes. Now that I have this column, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to display the card inside that column. So I'm going to create another dev, and then I'm going to give this dev a class, and that class is going to be card. And I'm going to also give it some style, which is my style. It's not a Bootstrap. And this is going to assign or give it a width of 28 rem. And then inside that card, what I want to do is that I want to display the content. So the content, in order to be displayed, we need to use some Bootstrap classes as well. And these classes are going to be the card title and the card text, and also the Bootstrap image class. For now, the image I'm not gonna do anything with the image. I'm just gonna keep it empty. And for the card body, I'm gonna say dev, and then I'm gonna give it a class, and that class is gonna be card body. And inside that card body, we can display the text. So the text is going to consist of 2 things. Is going to consist of a title, and a content. So for the title, we need to give it a class. So for the title, we need to say class card title, and for the content, we need to say class card text. This is for the text, and this is very important in order to display this and in order for it to be look amazing. So let me now save, and let me here say title, and let me say here content. Let me save, and let me head on over to the browser to test. So in the browser now, if I refresh, you should find a card. As you can see, we have here a card, and this is only one single card. And if you copy it, if you copy now this one and paste it below and save and refresh, you should have two cards. As you can see, 1, 2. We have now two cards. We have two cards, which looks amazing. And of course, I'm not going to repeat the process like this. I'm going to be showing you a technique that's going to make everything, that's going to repeat the cards programmatically.